Good morning, and thank you for joining me for another Crazy Abe review. Today's review will be about one of my favorite black teas, and it is, of course, the Irish black tea that's produced by Trader Joe's. So, tea has always been the preferred caffeination in my family. I grew up with tea. Coffee was an occasional thing. I think that's mainly because we grew up in a Russian Jewish house, and coffee was really never much of a thing until we immigrated to this country. So I grew up very much with the love of black and green teas. I drank coffee, but it wasn't really a frequent thing. It was when I joined the service that I developed a coffee habit and became a huge coffee drinker, and to where I am now. So tea has always been a first love, and when my acid reflux becomes a bit much and the Barrett's act up, I switched over to drinking more tea than anything. What I found is that Trader Joe's Irish black tea is actually one of the best bangs for your buck. About 10 years ago, they opened up a Trader Joe's that goes down a major street that I would take to school. And essentially, I ended up getting introduced to this tea by a friend who ended up stopping there and picking up a bunch of stuff and introduced me to two great products that Trader Joe's has: their their chocolate covered espresso beans, and of course this wonderful tea. Now, while other Irish breakfast teas, Twinnings, they have one, and Barry's, which is a well-known Irish tea company. They will charge you a bit more. Uh, Barry's runs about $6 to $10, depending on where you're getting them from. Twinnings is about $5, or $5 or $6 for 20 bags. Um, Trader Joe's nowadays it runs you between I think like four to $5 for a box of 80 tea bags, and in my opinion, it's real value. I definitely love doing actually sipping this wonderful tea while I wake and bake. One of the better companions, and I'd actually put it up there with some of the best coffees I've sipped. So this is definitely a great match as well. And of course, I'm talking about the pineapple super silver haze to get me up and moving. And what I'll say is that the fruitiness of this strain goes very well with the full bodied flavor of the black tea. So when you when you get this, it comes and you open up the box. It comes in uh, two of um, two of these 40 tea bag sleeves. I use one tea bag for every 8 ounces of water. So for a 16-ounce cup, I will put about I will use two tea bags. I'll let the tea bag steep for about 3 to 5 minutes. No, definitely three, even 4 minutes is a little too long. But once I get them nice, once they're properly steeped and a little bit cooled down, you really have a great cup of tea. I use a tinge of sugar, but most of the time I just like to drink it straight black. And a cup in the morning will get me going for a good chunk of the day. I mean, there's really less of a crash effect from this compared to a lot of coffee that I drink. So this is one reason I've always enjoyed tea a bit more antioxidants, less crash of effect, and it's less acidic. So I definitely think it's worth getting. What I particularly love about this is it's just the what you get for the quality. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's hard to find something that you of quality that you're not gonna that's not gonna hit you in the wallet. This is definitely not one of those things. It's killer quality tea for a value. So the tea it comes from the Assam region of India, which is well known for its teas, and it the teas are picked. What do they say? At what they call the second flush period. Essentially, means you get a more vibrant, more full body tea, better quality tea. That's pretty much what it's saying, and that really does hold up. So the quality is there, and it's definitely runs you a bit less. And it doesn't matter where these tea producer or these tea companies are: Ireland, England, United States. Essentially, I have to think about it. The tea comes from the regions where the tea is actually grown. It's just the company that slaps their label is from whatever, and we attribute to the Irish and the English really knowing their teas because Americans dump their tea for coffee. So it's kind of, yeah. I mean, and it's understandable. I mean, I'm sure a British person, if they really want to grab a good cup of coffee, they'll look to some American company. If they are smart, they'll go for one of a company like Black Rifle, or if you want to talk about major companies. But yeah, I love Black Rifle coffee or Devil's Mountain. Those are other two coffees that I enjoy. But anyway, I highly, highly recommend you grab this tea. So next review that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to hold off on doing the Jolly Old Fat Man review for a bit, and instead I'm going to do a local company called Beard Brothers, and they are out from Long Island. So being in New York City, it's kind of the neighboring jurisdiction. It can be a bit of a wait depending on where in Long Island, but they're what I consider neighbors. You find they're close enough to where you can go over there and enjoy yourself. But it's a bit of a trek if you're so. Beard Brothers has some killer beard care products. I've used them for quite a bit, so I do have a few things to say about it. And their soaps are phenomenal, by the way. But I'll have more to say when I do drop a review of their products. And if you do enjoy these reviews and you want to see more or want to follow this page, just hit like, subscribe. And if you have something to say, I do love comments. Please feel free to drop one or two, and you know have a little conversation going here. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Crazy Abe's Reviews. Hope to see you for the next one, and in you guys enjoy the rest of your morning, day, whatever. Till next time. Cheers.